So picture this. We're taking a scenic flight over the majestic, icy wilderness of Alaska. Because nothing screams family bonding like strapping your children into a glorified soda can with wings and hurling yourselves into the meteorological blender that is Tustumina Lake. No GPS beacon, no tracking system, just good old fashioned hope and let's wing it, which coincidentally is also how the plane decided to spend the next 12 hours, literally on a wing. The aircraft, a Piper PA-12 supercruiser, which sounds way more competent than it actually was, plummeted into a lake. It was so cold that it makes your ex's heart seem like a tropical breeze. It partially submerged, as if even the lake was unsure whether to accept this offering. Now, most people faced with this kind of existential inconvenience would perish, but not this pilot and his two young passengers. No, they chose chaos and survival by clinging to the wing of a half drowned airplane for 12 hours in subzero winds, wearing the kind of outfits you'd choose for a brisk jog, not a live action Frozen remake. Enter Terry Godus, Alaskan pilot, volunteer, and accidental hero who spotted a Facebook post. Because, of course, Facebook is now doubling as our national search and rescue coordination platform. He saw the post, squinted at the sky, and said, "Sure, I've got time to hunt for downed aircraft in the Arctic." Well, after flying over what he hoped was a plane wreckage and not a really elaborate piece of abstract ice sculpture, he realized, oh joy, there were people standing on it, waving. Because what else do you do when you're stranded in glacial soup? You wave, like you're greeting your Uber driver who's 10 minutes late and floating. Well, Terry did what anyone would do in this situation, muttered a prayer and radioed in like a 1950s sci-fi movie protagonist contacting the mothership. Other pilots joined, including Dale Iker, who had better cell service. Thank you, random AT&T tower. And he also passed the coordinates along to troopers. The National Guard, presumably bored and waiting for a reason to deploy something with blades, launched a helicopter from Anchorage. But, plot twist, the rescue attempt nearly turned into a child tossing competition when Rotor Wash started tossing the youngest girl around like a sock in a dryer. So they scrapped the hoist idea and did the rescue equivalent of a parallel park, easing up alongside the wing and gently plucking the survivors off one by one, like very cold, emotionally scarred ducks. Miraculously, the girls were surprisingly dry, which is a phrase you only use when you're too confused to be relieved. The pilot, however, had taken a personal dip in the lake and was hypothermic, which happens when your survival plan includes take a bath in glacier juice. Now, let's talk about this lake. Tustumina. It's the kind of place weather goes to be angry. With sudden wind shifts described as squirrely, meteorologist for you're going to die, it's not exactly the Lake Placid getaway that the family probably envisioned. It's surrounded by mountains, glaciers, and bad decisions. Oh, and the plane's tail refroze into the ice because Mother Nature, bless her soul, said, "You're not sinking today. I want to watch this one unfold." As for why the crash happened, well, the pilot hasn't reported yet, because of course he hasn't. He's either in the hospital, in therapy, or in hiding from the NTSB, who are politely but firmly trying to reach him like a debt collector with a clipboard. Now, in summary, a Facebook post started it. A volunteer pilot found it. A military helicopter finished it. And 3 people survived it. All while Alaska sat back with a glass of whiskey and whispered, "You're welcome."